Are you sick of standing in long lift lines? Are you looking for an ultimate adventure? Are you looking for the best place to cat ski in Utah?
Yes.
Well, then look no further, because today in this video, we are diving into Park City Powder Cats, which is located in Oakley, Utah. First things first, some of us might not even know what is cat skiing. Cat skiing is a form of guided backcountry touring. It takes you away from the perimeters of the controlled resorts. You're out in the open and you're left with Mother Nature. You get to ski untracked lines all day long, you don't stand in lift lines, and you get to ski it with a small group of people. Rather than dropping in through helicopter skiing, cat skiing is basically like riding up the cat in those little piston bullies that they groom when they groom the mountain at night at a regular resort. You're basically taking one of those up in pre-cut roads and you get to ski private terrain all day long. Benefits of this is that you have access to some amazing terrain. At Park City Powder Cats, they have 4 bowls. The last time that I went skiing here, our group hit up all 4 bowls before lunch because we were just that good. But what is a bowl? A bowl is a wide open space. It has no trees, it's very, very steep terrain, and it's avalanche terrain. So you get to carve down the mountain in huge sweeping turns, completely untouched powder. Which brings us to our next question. Who owns Park City Powder Cats? Well, Park City Powder Cats is owned by a man named Ron Blaze. Park City Powder Cats is a private ranch in Oakley located on the Thousand Peaks Ranch. It has 15,000 skiable acres. You get 2,000 vertical feet. There are 3 snowcats and 0 lift lines. So you might be thinking, is cat skiing even worth it? Yes, it is so worth it, especially if you're sick of standing in Vail's long lines. Con of Utah is that now the Epic Pass has made its way into Utah. Also, the Icon Pass has made its way here. And that's a con because it drives crowds, longer lift lines, longer wait times, and you don't get as much fresh powder. It's tracked out within an hour of a powder day. You can barely find parking. So if you're willing to pay a little bit more money, you can have an amazing experience. The benefits of cat skiing are that you get fresh tracks all day long, completely to yourself, untouched. Never having to stand in a lift line, never having to battle somebody in the line for your line. Sure, it's expensive. It's an experience. It's a complete adventure, and you are paying your guides to basically give you a private trip around the backcountry. You get much better value for your money. You get a better quality experience and better quality snow. You'll get better turns as well. Snowcats will actually take you up on pre-cut roads up into the mountains. They'll drop you off and you'll do your line. You'll meet the snowcat at the bottom and then you'll do it all over again and head to a new line. Untracked powder is basically guaranteed here. What can you expect when you book a trip cat skiing? Well, typical day starts early. You need to get to the cabin by at least 8:30 a.m. I suggest that you get there a little bit earlier. If you can get there by 8 or 8:15, more power to you. They usually have a fire going, they'll have some coffee, they'll have some tea, and right at 8:30, they'll have a debriefing meeting. So they're going to split you into groups, they're going to hand out avalanche transceivers, and they're going to give you a breakdown of how the day needs to go. They're going to talk about conditions and the avalanche conditions, and basically break down your whole entire day, when you'll meet for lunch, and when you need to be back at the cabin by. It's basically a safety meeting. So you're getting all the safety formalities out of the way. They want to make sure that you know how to use your transceiver, your gear, and you understand that you're in avalanche terrain. Where is Park City Powder Cats located? Well, Park City Powder Cats is located about 44 minutes from Park City, Utah, and about an hour and 10 minutes from Salt Lake City International Airport. Every time I go cat skiing at Park City Powder Cats, there's always a slew of people from San Diego that actually fly in. They don't even ski the resorts because they're so sick of it that they actually just book a trip out here 3 or 4 times a year, and they only go cat skiing. What's the price for cat skiing? Well, this year it was $803 with tax per person. You could also rent out a private cat if you wanted to, and I believe that runs you about $8,000 per cat. So what do you need to bring? You need to bring warm clothes because the mountain weather can change in the blink of an eye. So you want to make sure that you have skiing alpine wear. You want to have a hat, goggles, gloves. They will provide you with an avalanche transceiver if you don't have one, But if you have the avalanche gear, you can go ahead and bring your own. You can also bring a small backpack, and I would recommend bringing layers because sometimes you get hot, sometimes it gets cold, and so you'll want to be able to take layers off and put layers back on. You also want to have the right skis and the right board, which means you need a powder ski and a powder board. So don't be that tourist that goes to the rental shop and shows up at Park City Powder Cats to go skiing on rental skis. You will have a terrible day, and you will be paying $800 to sit in the cat because you probably don't know what you're doing. And I've actually been on one cat before where it was a gentleman who was an attorney, and he was trying to keep up and go cat skiing with his son. He couldn't ski the terrain. He thought he was good enough and he couldn't. He basically paid $800 to sit inside the cat all day while we ripped runs. Who is this best for? It's best for advanced skiers and boarders. You need to be able to ski black runs at a resort and double blacks at a resort that are ungroomed in any condition, because you never know what kind of conditions you'll get in the backcountry. You'll always have powder. Sometimes you'll have tree runs. Sometimes you'll be on the cat road. Sometimes it'll be like a mix of really icy snow. It might be really firm. If you're going spring cat skiing, then it takes a while for it to soften up. It could be slushy. The conditions are variable, so you need to know how to ski your board. How do you actually book a trip to go to Park City Powder Cats? Well, if you go to their website, cpowdercats.com, it has all this information on how to book a trip, and I recommend looking at the calendar quickly because they book out really, really fast. And sometimes if you can't find a booking that's opened, you could just keep reloading the page, and sometimes people will cancel or drop off. I do believe their cancellation policy is like a month in advance though. These guys get booked solid. This is the only cat skiing operation in Utah. Whisper Rids actually went out of business and they joined forces with a real estate firm, which I believe is Sanctuary up in Eden, and they're only servicing those private clients that actually buy into the Sanctuary, which is a fractional ownership kind of development type adventure vacation getaway. Things to avoid: don't come with a bad attitude and don't come hungover, and do not be late. Come with an amazing attitude, be ready to high five people, be ready to listen to your guides, don't be a jerk, listen to everything they say, and keep everybody safe. Best practices to get the best out of your day would be to arrive on time, listen to your guide, show up with a good attitude, have a ton of fun, bring the right gear, and bring the right clothing to wear. If you don't think cat skiing is right for you and you want to still stick to more of the resort skiing and you're kind of wondering what Park City has to offer, make sure you check out my video on Park City Mountain Resort. And as always, my name is Nicole Bowdle. I'm a local real estate agent in Park City, Utah, debummed turned professional real estate agent. I've lived here for decades and I'm a longtime local, and most everybody who's lived in Park City that's a real estate agent started out as a ski bum too. It's why we all live here, to experience the joys of the outdoor life.